Hello, everyone. Big update from the Reserve Bank today. Not entirely unexpected, but a big update, anyways. There has been an announcement on the reduction of the OCR rate by 50 basis points to 3.75%. And reading from the statement from the Reserve Bank, this is what it exactly says. The Monetary Policy Committee today agreed to lower the official cash rate by 50 basis points to 3.75%. If economic conditions continue to evolve as projected, the committee has scope to lower the OCR further through 2025. To discuss this further, I have Mr. Gagan Jatana with me. I would like to first thank him for being available today because I've literally pulled him out of a conference which is happening right now. So thank you very much, firstly, Gaganji. Gagan is a specialist in residential home loans and business finance expert and works as a financial advisor with GM Finance. And I'm going to be asking him certain questions just now. So, firstly, Gaganji, thank you very much for making yourself available. Let me ask you the first question, which is, can you please explain a bit more on what actually even is the OCR?
Hello, Bakir Bhai. Good afternoon to you and to all the listeners. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you for bringing me on board. I was in a conference, as you mentioned, so I thought, look, I'll just come outside and we can have a chat. So, really good question. What is OCR? OCR stands for Official Cash Right. So, OCR is managed by Reserve Bank. OCR is set up on the interest rates on the deposits and loans that registered banks have with the Reserve Bank. So with changes in OCR, the main bank's earnings and costs is affected, and the banks then dictate the interest rates, whether they want to increase or decrease based upon what the OCR is doing. So simply, if Reserve Bank increases the OCR, the banks will increase the interest rates on mortgages, business lending, and term deposits. If Reserve Banks decreases the OCR, then banks will do the same. There is no guaranteed on when the banks will drop or increase the rates, but the expectations or what has happened over the years is that when there are changes in OCRs, banks will change their variable or floating rates on the die, but they may take time to review the fixed interest rates.
Okay, thank you very much. So, can you tell us a bit more about how does the OCR affect first home buyers, property investors, and existing mortgage holders, carrying on from what you just mentioned?
Yeah, another great question. So OCR plays a significant role in what the interest rate market is doing. So in terms of first home buyers, I'll break it down into first home buyers, property investors, and existing mortgage holders. So first home buyers who's actively looking for a property, how I look into that is what they say here in New Zealand is there is no right or wrong time to buy a property. So if you are a first home buyer, you are currently renting, you need to ask yourself a question, how much rent you are paying. So whether the interest rates are going up or going down. If you are pre-approved to purchase a property, it means that you are ready to invest into your first home. This is a property that you will be buying for you or your family to live in. What I've seen over the years and based upon my 12, 13 years banking experience, that when it comes down to first home owners, I guess that's a decision they have to take whether the interest rates are going upwards or downwards. There is no, as I said, there is no right or wrong time to buy a property. They just need to get into it. And historically, what has happened is when the rates are down, the property prices are high. When the rates are up, property prices are either stable or down compared to the up market. So to me, if I am a first home owner, OCR changes, yes, if the rate goes down 101%, it's beneficial to me because my interest rate will be lower. But then at the same time, I need to ask this question to myself, should I wait for the rates to drop down? Then the risk that I'm taking is that the property prices may go up. Or should I just buy the property when it suits me?
Mm,
Then we move into property investors. Property investors, when someone owns a home and then they're looking to buy a investment property, whether it's a first investment property, second or third investment property, really they are relying on the rental income, because how numbers are done is that you own a home, you're paying mortgage for your owner occupied property, and then you want to get into investment property. Investment property, you would expect that if you are buying an investment property, then you are relying on the rent to cover the expenses, which can be your monthly, weekly, fortnightly, or monthly loan repayments, your insurances, your council rights. So if the rates are down, then the interest rates are, sorry, if the OCR is low, then the interest rates are down, then your mortgage repayments will be less. Then you probably may have, some dollars that can be saved from the rent. But if the rates goes up, then you may need to top up. So it's really beneficial for property investors who are either looking to buy investment property now or in next 6 months. It's the best time to get into the property investment. Then the third type of group that we have got is existing mortgage holders. So existing mortgage holders can be someone who owns an owner occupied property or property investors. So as I said before, that historically banks review their floating rate on the day OCR is announced. We have seen today, just within half an hour of OCR announcement, three main banks have dropped their variable or floating rate. So if you have got your loan on floating or variable, you will see that your rate is down today. But if you have got loan that is fixed for the term, then there will be no effect for you, because your rate will be reviewed when your loan is up for renewal.
mm. Yeah, thank you for explaining that. I'm quite excited because part of my mortgage for my home is coming up for renewal next month on the 13th, in fact, roughly a month from now. And I can already see within my Westpac app, they're offering a 3-year rate of, I think, 4.99%. I'm not
Yep.
sure if that will go down further or not, but very well explained. And thank you very much, Ganji.
Sorry, I just want to add another thing, Bakir Bhai. I mean, if you've got funds sitting in your savings account, it's probably not the good idea at this stage, because
Mm,
with the drop in OCR rates, the interest rate that you're getting on your savings account will drop as well. So,
mm,
one hand, it's great news for someone who will have a home loan or a mortgage, but then at the same time, it's not that great for someone who have got
mm.
funds sitting in their savings account. Like term deposit is different because it's fixed for a term. But expectations are when your term deposit will be up for renewal, then you may not be getting the rate that you got about 2, 3, 4 months ago.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, last question on this, which is my reading of this statement, which I will read, is that the Reserve Bank is indicating more cuts could come. What does this mean in particular? And I'm referring to this particular statement from the Reserve Bank where it says, if economic conditions continue to evolve as projected, the committee has scope to lower the OCR further through 2025. What does this practically mean for, say, existing mortgage holders who are confused between should I fix, should I float, what should I do? Because it seems to me that there is a possibility that the OCR may keep going down the rest of the year.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's a very valid question, especially when we are in the market where the expectations are that the interest rates may drop. But at the same time, we don't know how low they're gonna go. Yeah. So, yeah, no, valid question, Bakir Bhai. So again, I'll get on to answer this one. OCR is normally reviewed around 7 times in a year. My understanding is that next review is in about 6 weeks. The expectations are that the OCRs will drop, but by how much, we don't know. I guess it all depends upon the forecast that Reserve Bank or the figures that Reserve Bank uses to review. the Reserve Bank Committee uses to review the OCRs. I think the last one was reviewed, last OCR was back in November. At that time, the indications were that the OCR, next announcement OCR, which happened today, that the OCR will drop. And we have seen that it has actually happened. So with next one being due in about 6 weeks, again, whatever we are reading in the news and as per the committee announcement today, it may drop, but we don't know how much. I guess to answer your question and to make it easy for our listeners, if your loan is currently on floating, you probably need to do some calculations. If you are refixing or dealing directly with the bank, then you need to get a financial advice, which financial advisor like me who can provide whether what is the best thing for you to leave the loan on floating or to fix it. At the same time, as you mentioned before, Bakir, why that through your mobile app, you have got access to a lower rate, which the rate that you mentioned, I think it's for a longer term, maybe 3 years, if I'm not
Mm.
wrong.
Yeah,
But then the question that
4.99.
you need to, yeah, 4.99 fixed for 3 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the question that then you need to ask yourself is, do you actually want to fix it for that long? Because what if the rates continue to drop in next 12 months, and then in a year's time, you find yourself that you're locked in for a way longer period? Because if you decided to break that loan in 12 months, there will be some early repayment costs. And then there will be no point of you breaking that loan and refixing it on the lower because the fee or the early repayment that you're going to pay will be equivalent to what
Yes.
you would have paid over the next 2 years. So there are different formulas how it's calculated, but then again, it all depends upon your banker or your financial advisor, what sort of experience they have got. And yeah, we always advise our clients according to their situation. So more than happy for any of our listeners to contact me or my business partner Mandeep at GM Finance. We can guide you through this.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Ganji. I will put your contact details down in the comments below for someone if they want to reach out to either you or Mandeep ji, and they can take it from there. I think that we will wrap up the OCR update discussion now. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you.